welcome. I am the founder and the CEO of the Mental Wellness Society on MindFulChoice Academy. And I want to welcome you, and we are starting a series every Wednesday. We are interviewing a new member of the Mental Wellness Society or a member of the Academy, MindFulChoice Academy. Every week on Wednesday, same time, little bit earlier. We are supposed to have a live event every Wednesday on somebody different every time, because that's the idea, to have a different point of view in the Mental Wellness Society. So first of all, I want to introduce Coty Aserin. She's in Madrid, Spain. She speaks fluently English, Spanish, Hebrew. She is a chair of Latin country for Mental Wellness Society, and also the MindFulChoice Academy. So welcome, Coty.
How are you? Thank you for having me here.
So Coty, tell us about your involvement in the Mental Wellness Society.
Okay, thank you. This is an honor to be here, and even all those difficulties we have before. This is about stress management, and we did it perfectly. So I would like to talk about Mental Wellness Society and what was the need of having that platform at that time. We initiated that initiative, that proposal, before the pandemic, not knowing what is coming on and what will be, how it will become the world after and during this pandemic. We all of us, we hope for finally to have back our routine, and we hope for a better routine. So, but maybe Abraham, do you want to start talking about Mental Wellness Society and what was the need for initiating that platform?
Different reasons coming together. Mm-hmm. The first one is that we realize that the mental health on the mental model, on the well health model, was not exactly adapted to the situation of nowadays. The health model is to repair somebody and hopefully to bring him back to the point of repair before he had a problem. Mm. The wellness, and in that model, the client is called a patient because he's patiently waiting that somebody is making a diagnostic, a prognostic, an intervention, giving him pills, making surgery, but he is not involved. In the wellness model, it's a preventive model, and we work on, in that model, the client, we say in human factor, man in the loop, man in the center. Mm-hmm. The human is at the center of the action because he can choose and work every day on what type of well-being he's doing. That's the first element. The second element, we came up by things are changing, and wellness is a big concept that you need to work on it every day. The people are not born, like in 19th century, born with a problem. Society is creating problem to people. The people don't know how to deal with the stress, with the change in society, with too many choice, too many things which don't necessarily depend of our own willing. And we need to learn to adapt with societal stress, many different types of societal stress. Mm-hmm. So the idea was to build up a big toolbox, a global toolbox with members all over the world. We are now in 74 countries, 42 states of United States, 7 continents, we speak many languages. We have we don't care about the race, the religion, where the people come from. We are looking for people who have intellectual capacity to communicate and network with each other, to exchange and to be expert in their field. So the idea was to build a mega big toolbox with different tools. Some are working, we're all in, like people building a building. You have a painter, you have some tools. You have a carpenter, you have the plumber, the roofer, everybody have different tools. In our case, we are taking care of building not house, but helping to build people in a good condition of living. And we all have different tools. We have in our organization, people who are specialized in drum therapy. Other one are in color therapy. Other one are in quantum energy. Many of us are in neuroeducation. We have many different fields. So we wanted to invite people on. No, the Mental Wellness Society is not looking for numbers of people. It's free. So people, we are not looking for revenue by people joining. What we are looking for is people bringing their expertise, their competence, their network to speak together to one each other, because too many times the psychologists don't necessarily speak with a coach. The coach for psychology don't necessarily speak with a wellness coach, which will be involved in diet and weight loss. The dietitian knows a lot of things, for example, about gut and mood relation, but many people don't know. So we want to learn from each other, to talk with one each other, and we created the Mental Wellness Society. So that was the idea. And we select, we can really say, hand-pick members. We choose them because they are in different area, geographical area, on different skill and competency, but all in regard of wellness, all professional of improving well-being for people. That's the first point. From that, we grew up, and at the beginning, I was involved in meeting with everybody, and we started to make it a little bit more with the help of our members by reference. And we created, at the beginning, we were thinking, oh, let's go by continent, territories. We have somebody for Europe, somebody for Africa, somebody for Asia. We had to learn to make meetings with difference of 23 hours. Was not that easy. But we realized that the member likes to be in the same group, and at least one group where they speak with their professional colleague all over the world in the same field. And we have group of 4 groups, basically of 50 to 75 people. And some members want to be in 2 or 3 groups because they want to cross-pollinize with other groups. But at least they need to be part and involved in one group. Then we had a tool called Slack to communicate, but it was an horrific experience. Nobody liked it. So we had to create a new platform. It's called the Mental Wellness Society Global Community. And we created basically our own Facebook where it's much easy to communicate. And also on the global community, it is not only it is free again, but you can invite anybody you want. So any person who is on our global community can invite as many people you want, up to 100 a day, who can invite 100 a day. So that's our system to at one point create a snowball system. And so you have the groups again, 4 groups, but you have also topics. So different people have different topics, and they create it, and they became, let's say, our broadcaster of a specific topics. From that, we realized that it became quite interesting, and many people wanted to know more, and they wanted to know more about what can we do together, and how can we train people to our vision and train people to specialties they don't know. So we created the education arm of the Mental Wellness Society, which is the Mindful Choice Academy. And on the Mindful Choice Academy, our experts of the Mental Wellness Society are first in line to be on the faculty. So they send us, we as a member, what on the groups, what do you think you can teach, share in the Mindful Choice Academy. And the programs can be a program for 6 months, once a week. Some of the program, actually, Mrs. Carol is here. She's helping us to take some of the program on the receive certificate from a US state university. And we take those programs. Not all the program will be able to get university credit, but many of them. Then some programs, we can invite also people who are not part of the Mental Wellness Society as a guest speaker or for a masterclass, because we will do masterclass. We will be doing lifetime. We will be doing groups, workshop, webinar, recorded webinar. There is already on the website of the Mindful Choice Academy a lot of support, video, books, a lot of things, but we are building it because we don't want to make it public and to invite students, even though they are professional students. We don't want to invite students before we have 30 well-established curriculum, because if not, it will look like something small, and they come to our portal and they don't find what they want. With 30 programs, we will have already magnitude and choice to do that. We went one step further. We have, thanks to Mrs. Carol, who is our vice president of academic affairs, she's helping us to take some of the curriculums and to immediately adapt them to K-12 for school. Because you don't change the world by only addressing our generation. I'm a little bit older than the one I see in front of me, but we are still coming from an older generation. And as I was at one time the advisor to EPA, I advise, don't keep your hope low about the actual generation, but if we do a good job for the young kids, 20 years from now, they will be engaged in environment and there will be a movement. It's the same with what our approach of mental wellness and wellness in general, because we are really for mind and body. We are very holistic approach. So some of the program will be, I would say, adapt, clone to K-12, but also to specifically training of educators and parents. We will have programs for helping parents. Some of the program will lead also to neuroeducation for educators, where they can become a certified neuroeducators. And that will be something we are pursuing. We went a step further, that we are promoting some device. They are right now in the stage of validation. And we don't want to put our name on something which have not been totally vetted. So we have an agreement with Haifa University and Cuba University, where we do a research and we validate, for example, a system to prevent obsession and impulsivity. We are in the process of validating an app to allow to help to calm people. And if you calm, you have more attention. But we are in the process of the validation and checking up to what point it is useful. And if it is not proven, we won't promote it, we won't talk about it. But if it is, it will win the label of approved by the Mental Wellness Society. And then we went one step further, saying, well, our integration, we are all over the world, we are global, we are in education, we are in research, we are in all those fields, but we need now to be totally integrated. We need to go to the step of going to the client, remediation of client, help of client, prevention. So we opened in January, but it's a soft opening. Our model flagship of the Mind, Movement and Mood Wellness Center. It's all in one place where the client goes there. We have trained for a year the chiropractor over there. They see 1,200 patients a month. And it's part also of an organization which is doing measurement for physical capacity for work and screening for drug tests. They see over 3,000 people for that a month. So they are trained, and we don't train them to become a psychologist or to give to do coaching in psychology. No, they are trained to become what we have found is a necessity for wellness model, a triage, to know who have obsession, who have depression, who have stress, who live in the past, who have anxiety about the future, because they treat the people for stress and they can treat physically adjusting. But many people also, they don't sleep well. They don't sleep well because they have psychological stress, or they don't have a good diet, or they gain too much weight and they cannot breathe and they snore and so on. So we are a global place and we are an holistic place where on site, the people will be able to get some advice of cognitive intervention. They will be able to use our tool, which are also online, the Mindful Choice tool. But they will be also able to access all the experts of the Mental Wellness Society on Mindful Choice Academy. So it's online and it's a physical place. In addition to that, we are developing monitoring. So we have been serving the most advanced monitoring technique, and we are developing something which is a cell phone, and you will take it with your finger, and we will be able to measure your heart rate, your blood pressure, your conductivity of the skin, your temperature, of course, but also your oxygen level. So that will be something we measure. And in July, we are starting with a platform. We are partnering with a platform which will take everything which happened of the people at their home, because they can check it by themselves outside of the center. And they will be able to, we will be able to follow and alert them when we see something which is not as it should be or abnormal. And we will tell them, please get in contact. So we are doing wellness, tele-wellness. And it's very advanced. And the platform is on the cloud. And on the top of it, there will be advice to them, video, books, you should look at this, you should make that diet, you should lose weight, and they can get in contact with a fitness and weight loss person. But we look at everything we can do to help the people. And in the center, once a week, we will have a class of Qigong, because it's a low impact. And the key is to develop the breathing. The key here is the mind, the movement, and the mood, because the movement, the mind helps. You need to have your mind to push yourself to do some movement. But when you do movement, you are helping the blood to circulate, and also you breathe. So we teach you to breathe better. And then it helps your mood. And your mood will have an effect on your mind, on your movement. So it's really about those three subjects. So that's where we are going. That's what is coming. But in all those things, we have a Spanish tribe.
Yeah.
And the Spanish tribe is headed by Coty. Coty, tell us about your Spanish tribe.
Okay, Spanish tribe is a colloquial term in the Mental Wellness Society for a vast group of professionals in all the areas of wellness. All of us are in Spanish-speaking countries. Maybe perhaps it should be noted that this concept about wellness is a quite innovative concept in a few of these countries. So what we do, one of the first challenges that we confront is to bring that concept into these societies, to make it accessible to everyone. Wellness is not yet a luxury, but it's an accessible goal in these societies. So as I've said, we are a vast group of members. We are trying to do, first of all, a collaboration network for, first of all, enhances the expertise of each member, and also to create synergies among us and working together. And that says that it's creating an exponential effect on the level of wellness in all those countries. A very nice, it's not a Spanish tribe, it's not about flamenco, but but it can be also, it can be also.
You have on Spanish tribe people who will be teaching in the academy in Spanish.
Yes.
But you also have in the Spanish tribe people who will be teaching in Spanish or in English.
That's
different
right.
program, actually.
Yeah, different program. And we must to understand that it's not only about the language you speak, but also is a different mentality. So you must bring those concepts in the terms that those societies can digest, can work with them. It's a very, very interesting group, working all together, trying to help each other. And I'm very happy and really honored to be part of and leading this group. But Abraham, you talked about Mindful Choice Academy, but I think it's worth it to explain what is Mindful Choice.
Okay. Well, in the most simplest way, it's a choice made by the mind, by opposition to so it's conscious, and it's based on your intelligence, on your mind, in opposition to a choice made by what we call the old brain, the mammalian brain, which is only limited to a reaction of flight, fight, freeze, which is an automated response, which is not at all conscious, it's subconscious. So that's the first element. The second element, it's to help to have a life based on a life by choice, by comparison to a life by accident. Because many people go, and there is the old say of trial and error, but doing research on driving safety, I can tell you that when you have an accident, you learn to have an accident. And the method we have is to teach people to succeed. So our role is to help them and guide them little step by little step, but to look in the right direction, to look rather than to look at the problem, to focus on the solution. We call it backward design. We look at the outcome, and mindful choice is based on a principle. If I can change the way you think, I will change the way you feel and the way you act. So we help people to think in a different way, because human cannot make a choice of more than one choice out of two possibilities, because after that it's multitasking and it creates fight, flight, freeze. We develop a system which is a binary choice tree of decision. It is this or it's not that. You are inside or you're outside. It's good or it's not. It takes you to your destination or it takes you away. So we teach a whole system. We have, first we start with an analytic system, which is with artificial intelligence to tell if the people have ADHD, but it could be comorbid with conductive disorder, could be comorbid with oppositional defiance disorder. Does the person is procrastinating? Which type? Because it's an emotional response. So there is 7 types, so we know which one. But most importantly, from our research, we see that we also have in the analytic a mind and body holistic approach, where we want to know how is their health and wellness. Because the people who have a good health and wellness score, they can change very easily with a little bit of cognitive intervention. But the people who have a low score on health and wellness, you can tell them whatever you want. It will be very difficult for them to change and improve. Because, for example, they won't sleep well, they won't eat well, they will be stressed, they don't know how to deal with stress, they don't know how to breathe better. So they are more working with, by habit, with aggravating factors. So when you are more focused on health and wellness, mind and body, you have more chance to succeed with a little bit of help. So that's what we do. We have some computer interactive system to help people to learn 7 meta competence. We have books about it. We have also some icon, because it's difficult to communicate with people with word. They don't remember the word, and the word to them does not mean the same than to us. So we created a system based on icons, which are here. For example, this one is your past does not determine your future. We have 80 icons like that. So it's an expert system. It helps people to acquire logic, to concentrate on the solution, and to not continue to sabotage themselves by habit.
Because Abraham, your expertise is about how to get out from tunnel vision effect. That's right.
It became that.
Okay, and we must understand that this method of mindful choice is the result of 20 years of investigation together with Dr. Leibovitz, right?
Before that, at Carnegie Mellon, 25 years. I worked at Carnegie Mellon. I got $18 million given by Congress to develop a living laboratory and for a professional driver. And we had the surprise in the living laboratory to see that most of the truck drivers we had, 96% of them had ADHD. So the government said, no, now you are only studying ADHD. How do you make ADHD people to be safe? And we discovered that you end up where you look. So if you look at the problem, if you look in an impulsive way, and you don't look just with your eyes, you look also with your mind. And then you enter in TV. TV is in fact a a physiological response to a psychological stress. It's a sign you have before a PTSD. PTSD will be more permanent. When TVE, you focus on you lock on the problem. And that's the base of mindful choice. We teach you not to look on the problem.
But we can say that all of us, when we have a problem, we think we are on TVE.
Yeah, we could if we don't learn, because then you learn that TVE, you focus on the problem and you enter in the problem. And by mindful choice, you learn not to focus on the problem, but to focus on the solution. That's the key of mindful choice.
And I can tell you that
solution. But I will revert the question to you, because you have been trained in mindful choice. So tell us, what do you see different of mindful choice with everything else you learned before? You are a psychologist, you are a therapist in Chinese medicine,
that's right.
You are an acupuncture, you
also
are
NLP, transformational therapies, and etc., etc. But I can tell you, Abraham, that from the moment I started working with mindful choice, I could see in 2 or 3 sessions how people change. And the best part of this is when people tell you, Coty, you can't imagine how I think differently, how I behave differently, how I can think rational instead of impulsiveness. Instead, it's about management of anger, management of stress. It's to teach people how to break the goal into tiny steps and to help them to get on the best way to their destination. Is about not imposing what you want as a therapist, but listening what they need, making them aware what are the tools they already have, because sometimes when we are under the tunnel vision effect, we don't see what we have. So it's so important to focus on the positive points, on your strengths, what you have, and to start from there. So I can tell you that it changed my life, and I feel that every day I can help people in a few sessions how get to their destination and how to have the kind of life they desire, they wish for them. So I'm very happy.
Okay, yeah, but again, the other systems are more based on the remediation. And they are based on helping the person out of the problem. But to help out of the problem is to dig and to work on the problem. So it's still problem-oriented. Right. Our method is backward design. We only concentrate on the solution. And the solution has to be positive, because we are positive psychology, but metacognitive psychology, which is to learn how we think. This is what we do. But to learn how we can have better routine, positive routine. You can look at many things, and you have 2 columns. Yeah. Is it compromising factor, or is it an enhancing factor? Again, we are binary. And we teach people to see always things in a binary way. We have an exercise called red door, green door. When you have a situation, you want to look at the green door. And if you look at the red door, which is a problem, the problem of your past, whatever gives you already some tickling in the stomach, don't enter. Because if you see the red door, there is a green door. That is one of the most important tool. We have many different tools, but this is one of the very important tools to recognize that at the moment you go on what disturbs you, what brings you fear and anxiety or doubt, you are emotional. And at the moment you are emotional, your intelligence, your mind cannot help you. You are, in fact, the lizard, the whole brain is making the decision for you. And that's the key of mindful choice, to teach you to be able to think and to reprogram yourself in the thinking.
And those guiding principles, those evocative cards that you have shown before, those are principles that people use not only on the time they are confronting a difficult chapter, they are taking those principles in life, into their life. So those principles are changing life, not only fixing that problem that they came to you for helping them. So it's so important because
it comes from the research, it comes from the situation of accident at a very, for example, you drive on a road which is icy and the person in front of you will stop. What do you do? If you turn your steering wheel, you get out of the road. If you use your brake, you are out of the road. So at that moment, which is called level 3 of mental processing, which is millisecond, you cannot learn millisecond on the situation, on the heat of the situation, in a stressful situation. We need to teach you that at level 1 when you have a lot of time, when you are very relaxed, which is strategic time. And you learn that, and we tell you in that situation, what would you do? And we walk you through. And then you learn, it's a drill. You learn what to do, not to let the lizard take over the control of the situation. The same way, imagine a lizard driving a car. It's happened many times. That's why people have an accident. I mean, the lizard brain. The same way you avoid it by simply having the people to use their memory for how to resolve a problem that we teach them to do. So the people think by category. And it works because if I change the way you think, I will change the way you feel, and you will act differently. That's the base.
Yeah, that's right. And it how you said before, it corrects impulsiveness, procrastination, anger, stress.
Emotion. So people are emotion driven, emotion responsive, but when you are emotional, your intelligence is nowhere to be seen.
That's right. And we know that on the bottom of every confrontation, even sometimes with ourselves, what we have is the impulsiveness to focus on the problem, not to see our strength point, and to see it, we are on the tunnel vision effect. So it's guiding people to see, as you said before, the positive, to train yourself, because mindful choice, it trains you. So you can see yourself, how you react different. It's about breathing also.
It's also mind and body.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it's the way you breathe. Because when you have something which is emotionally charged, you stop to breathe. So if you learn to breathe, it's really holistic, it's really mind and body. If you learn to do that, then you will be able to help yourself, because you need more fresh oxygen. And you need to, if you learn to breathe well, your vagal nerve system, your vagal nerve and your vagal system will be able to help you to stay calm. And if you stay calm, you can think. But at the moment you don't stay calm, you cannot think, you can only react. Okay, so I think
sorry. Maybe we can, I thought maybe we can talk about what is going on the Mental Wellness Society on those days, but maybe it's too late for that.
Well, we will have every Wednesday different people which will be interviewed with, and they will speak about their specialty, because we want every member of the toolbox to be able to explain how their tools are pertinent to everybody, how their approach are different, but they are all good. So that's every Wednesday, same time. Maybe anybody in the audience have any question? We can answer to that question. Does anybody have a question? Mrs. Ryan? You are muted. Yes.
I know. Thank you.
Hello, Julianne.
Hi there. Hello. I'm just delighted. Abraham, you reached out to me, and a lot of great things in life come when we decide to accept the invitation and show up. And today, you know, a little patience helped. And I'm just delighted. I like what I hear. I like the energy and how you're all coming together, communicate. I've been writing down like 7 names of people in my circle of friends that do different levels of mental health work and wellness work too, to say, I just happened to be wandering across cyberspace and met these great group of people. So I'm very interested to participating in a few ways. And I will send you a note afterwards, either today or tomorrow, and share some thoughts. And I think this is exciting and it's so needed. And I think when you said the intention, when you put your attention to, this is an example of it coming back.
Thank you, Julianne.
Mrs. Carroll, would it be a problem for you to eventually explain the value you see in mindful choice for education? And I know you started to train some teachers to the method. So what's their reaction?
There's a lot of synergy with stuff that educators are taught in educational psychology and the social emotional learning materials that they have, but nothing they have completes the picture. They're pieces of the puzzle, they align well, but when I start presenting this whole picture and bringing it all together, there's that popping amazement look even in the eyes of the adults. And of course, with the students, we're just starting the pilot projects. And so they're getting involved in the activities, and they're very interested in having this kind of conversation at those grade levels. But it's very exciting to see the teachers, and I'm looking forward to finishing the course for teachers for college university credit, because teachers in training need this, not just because of the pandemic, but because they're teachers and because students are always going through all kinds of stuff. It's just a crazier world than it was when we were growing up. And so they're coming to me with the questions, and I don't always have the answers, but I know which way to direct them. And we're kind of making it a staff focus now with my schools.
Thank you. So
wonderful.
I encourage everybody who have something pertinent to share, to teach, to send it to us, because Mrs. Carroll is very impatient to see more curriculum, to see what we have, and to, I would say, process them in a way that we can really populate our academy in a very, I would say, innovative, informative, transformative, and for education and training. Now, with that said, you can reach us on the Mental Wellness Society website. You can reach us through the global network, Mental Wellness Society global network. You can reach us on LinkedIn, the Mental Wellness Society group, or you can directly contact me. Thank you so much for all your attention. Again, sorry for the problems we had to connect, but okay, we need to learn.
Yes.
Life is a lifelong learning process. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Coty.
Thank you.